So is that saying that it's not a learned behavior? It's something
Mm,
that's inbred in to the particular person, or because some people sort of, if they grow up around a person like that, they become that person. So, but
well, it's not a mental illness. It's a character flaw, and
okay,
there's kind of a difference. And then when you think about, um, because we can control, we actually have agency over how we present ourselves, how we move in the world, right? So when we decide to do it in a negative way and we make a conscious decision to do that, that's a character flaw, right? A you problem. Now, people
mm,
who have mental health issues, it may be something that's beyond their control. They may need medication, they may need therapy. It's something that they have no control over. Mental illness is no different than if you have diabetes or high blood pressure or if you have a physical disability, right? But narcissism is a character flaw. They don't have any intention of changing and they do the things they do on purpose.
A conscious decision.
It's a conscious decision. And oftentimes people see someone with bad behavior and they call everyone with bad behavior a narcissist. But I like to say, bad behavior does not a narcissist make. Narcissists, they are made. No one is born like that, right? And
mm,
it's kind of like when you think about a 2-year-old and the terrible twos, that's narcissism, right? But this is something that when they're developing their frontal lobe, the frontal lobe doesn't fully develop until you're around 25. So when you think about a 2-year-old, and the frontal lobe is the area of the brain that governs critical thinking, empathy, and risky behavior. So this is something that the 2-year-old doesn't have because it doesn't fully develop until 25. We have to teach them, right, not to fall out in the middle of Walmart because you want a lollipop,
Mhm.
and this is the proper way to get what you want by being polite and asking. And if the person says no, accepting the no and understanding that you can't have everything that you want. This is in the developmental stages. But when you become 6, you don't see it as often. A 12-year-old is not going to fall out in the floor. If they do, there's some other developmental delays going on. A 16-year-old won't do that. You're going to get this mouth, right? College age, none of that is going to happen, but they may be partying and not paying attention to their studies, and you have to intervene. But when you look at a person who's 30, 40, 50, 60, still having these temper tantrums, which in a grown person, it doesn't show as I'm going to fall out on the floor because I can't have this candy. It's going to be mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and legal abuse because you're not acquiescing to my many demands.